Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Back to kind of start, I guess maybe somewhat of a new series. I recently did a room tour video and I kind of showed, the records that I put up on the wall. And I talked about how I rotate those around, fairly frequently just to kind of, take advantage of the different artwork and stuff like that. And I do it by choosing a theme and then, I just kind of dig through my collection and fill up the wall. And so someone made a suggestion that it might be kind of cool to share when I change the wall and just kind of what the theme is and just share what I put up. So I was like, yeah, that's actually kind of a cool, very simple type of maybe series I can do that would be interesting. So, so we'll just call this like the What's Hanging series or What's on the Wall series or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I won't take a ton of time going through every single album. Otherwise this will take forever. But in this first one here, this was basically, I went through and pulled out albums that have a very, very, very strong attachment to one specific individual. Like every time I see this cover, every time I play certain songs off this album or whatever, it always automatically makes me think about one specific person. So that was kind of the theme behind this. So again, I'm not going to talk about every single one. I'll maybe kind of point out a few, but let me at least just kind of show you what's on the wall right here. And then I'll talk about maybe a couple that I think are, I don't know, I'll just randomly pick a couple. So again, you guys can kind of see what's there. And I'll give maybe the short versions of the ones I pick out. Afrika Bambaataa, Planet Rock. First, in my mind, first true hip hop album I ever heard. My cousin Theron, completely connected with him because, after dinner one day, he had just got this album. We played it like 8 times after dinner, and I was just completely blown away, and I can never hear that album without thinking about him or going back to that moment. Bachelor by Genuine, the song Pony. I had 2 really good friends back in like early 90s, and I just got a brand new Mustang. And so I went to pick them up. We were going to grab pizza, and when they came out, she had a couple of CDs with her, and she threw one in, and one was the song Pony by Genuine. And so they just started singing it really loud, and like I said, I was just so pumped that I had my brand new Mustang and the whole nine, and it just kind of became a whole thing with us because we were friends for quite some time. So every time I see that album cover, hear that song, it makes me think about them. Let's see, what'd be another kind of good one? Standing on the Top, the song by The Temptations from their reunion album. There's kind of some inside stuff on that song that my mom and I have kind of connected on for years and years and years. And every time I hear that, or whenever that song comes on when we're around, there's kind of, funny things that we do. Love and Rockets, my friend Sean Scott from way back in the junior high school. We used to ride bikes and we did the whole freestyling thing together. And I remember he was so crazy about that song Lazy back in the day, and we couldn't stand it. He would play it all the time. And now every time I see that cover, hear that song, I can only think about him. What's another good one through here? Actually, Van Halen, OU812. That's a really good one. I guess kind of technically my second girlfriend, but really kind of my first girlfriend. This album just completely seared with her, mainly because, we had talked at school one time, and then we hadn't talked on the phone yet. And the next day, it was a Saturday, I was going on a basketball trip. So we had to meet at the school, and then we were taking, the bus to go to the basketball game. And of course, this is the day before cell phones, so I called her on a payphone on that Saturday afternoon. And we talked for a while, and then, bus was getting ready to leave, so I had to go. And, you hang up that phone, really kind of like I said, ended up being your first girlfriend. You're on top of the world. And the first song that was in my cassette when I hit play on my Walkman was Feel So Good by Van Halen. And now, like, every time I hear that song, it just takes me right back to that moment of kind of like almost like your first love thing. Dawkins, good friend Matt Day, the one who really introduced me to all things hard rock and metal. He used to play that freaking song Kiss of Death all the time. And he thought that guitar intro was just the most amazing thing in the world. And we couldn't step foot in his house without him blasting it for like 6 months straight. And so I can't see that album cover or hear that song without without thinking about Matt. Let's see, what'd be two other good ones? Actually, okay, I'll do two more here. This is a really good one. Billy Joel, The Nylon Curtain. I had a friend that I was driving down the coast. They were shifting jobs. She was a traveling nurse, and we were driving through Allentown, actually. And I remember seeing the first sign for it, and the first thing I thought was, oh man, we got to listen to Billy Joel Allentown if we're actually driving through Allentown. And I don't know what it was, but it was something that was just overwhelmingly cool for me to be jamming out with her to the song Allentown while driving through Allentown and all of like the signs and everything. I just thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. This is just, again, one of those moments that's forever seared with that album. And then one more I'd probably say is right here with White Zombie. Back in the early 90s, I could not stand White Zombie. Like, I didn't think the music didn't make sense. I remember seeing the video for Thunder Kiss 65 on MTV all the time and just thinking it was the dumbest thing in the world. Just did not get the band at all. And then all of a sudden, I'm bouncing at a beach party. It's like a 2-day big, like beach party. It's just like a big thing they used to have in this arena. And anyway, on the second day, they have a bikini contest. Like, there's hundreds of people in there, and each girl that came out on the stage, the DJ would like play a song when she walked out. And then, next girl will come out and play another song. And there was this girl named Lily that came out. And I remember when she came out and she started walking down the runway, he started playing the song More Human Than Human. And there was like these 4 or 5 guys on the front row that just started like headbanging like crazy. Like they weren't even paying attention to her walking by them. But me standing back there, it was just something about seeing those 4 headbanging, her walking across that stage, and that song, like all of a sudden, White Zombie just made sense. And it's like all of a sudden I get it. And I went out the very next day and bought the album. And that's when I first started listening to Rob Zombie. So yeah, that's one of the many, many stories that obviously music can tell for us. So that's what's on the wall this week. And like I said, when I kind of rotate it around, we will do another one. So thanks for watching, VC, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.